States in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, to ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1, Section 1. All legislation powers herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives.
Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors of each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature.
No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state in which he shall be chosen.
Section 3. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote.
Section 4. The times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof, but the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations, except as to the places of choosing senators.
The House shall be the judge of the elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members, and a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business.
They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session in their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same, and for any speech or debate in either house. They shall not be questioned in any other place.
Section 7. All bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with amendments as on other bills. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate of the United States, if he approves, he shall sign it, but if not, he shall return it with his objections to that House.
The votes of both houses shall be determined by yeas and nays, and the names of the persons voting for and against the bill shall be entered on the journal of each house, respectively. Section 8. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, but all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States, to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, to establish a uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States, and to coin money, regulate the value thereof, and of foreign coin, and fix a standard of weights and measures, to provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin in the United States, to establish post offices and post roads, to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to respective writings and discoveries, to constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court, to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations, to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water.
To raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years, to provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, to provide for the militia, to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrection, and repel invasions,
to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the states respectively the appointment of officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress.
To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such jurisdiction as may become the seat of the government of the United States, and to the exercise authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the state shall be for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings.
Section 9. The migration or importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by Congress prior to the year 1808, but a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation not exceeding $10 for each person.
The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion the public safety may require it. No bill of obtainder or ex post facto law shall be passed.
No capitation or other direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census or numeration herein before directed to be taken. No tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury but in consequence of appropriations made by law. And a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding an office of profit or trust under them shall withhold the consent of the Congress except of any present office or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque in reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold, silver, coin a tender, and payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligations of contracts, or grant any title of nobility.
No state shall, without the consent of the Congress, lay any impost or duties on imports or exports, except what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws. And the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state on imports or exports shall be for the use of the Treasury of the United States. And all such laws shall be subject to the revision and control of the Congress.
No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty to tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in any time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state or with a foreign power, or engage in war, unless actually invaded or such imminent dangers as will not admit of delay.
Article 2, Section 1. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during a term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected.
The President shall at stated times receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other monies from the United States or any of them. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states when called into the actual service of the United States. Section 3. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses or either of them, and in the case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care of that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States.
The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors.
Article 3, Section 1. The judicial powers of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges both of the Supreme and inferior courts shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation from which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. Thank you.
The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the United States where the said crimes shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial should be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed.
Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort.
Article 4, Section 1, full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts records and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may by general laws prescribe the manner in which the such acts, records, and proceedings shall be approved, and the effect thereof.
The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in several states. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or any other crime shall flee from justice and be found in another state shall be delivered up to the state having jurisdiction over those crimes.
Section 3. New states may be admitted by the Congress into this Union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states, or parts of states without the consent of the legislatures of these states concerned, as well as the Congress. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory and other property belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state.
Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this Union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive against domestic violence.
Article 5. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to the Constitution, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Article 6. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. Article 7. The ratification of the conventions of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between the states so ratifying the same.
Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Robert, and I am a veteran, and we are not to be housed and quartered by the enemy at any time.
Amendment 4 of the United States Constitution states, the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause.
Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentation or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger.
Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without compensation.
Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by the law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have a compulsory process for obtaining witnesses.
Amendment 7. In suits at common law where the value and controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by a jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law.
Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people.
Amendment 11. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state.
The 13th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
13 of the United States Constitution states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws.
Amendment 15. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.
Amendment 16. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived, without an apportionment among the several states, and without regard to any censor or enumeration. Amendment 27. No law varying the compensation for the services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened.
Amendment 17. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. The electors in each state shall have the qualification requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislators.
Amendment 18. After 1 year from the ratification of this article, the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors within, the importation thereof into, or the exportation thereof from the United States and all territories subject to the jurisdiction thereof for beverage purposes is hereby prohibited. Amendment 19. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Amendment 20. The terms of the President and Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th day of January, and the terms of the Senators and Representatives at noon on the 3rd day of January. Of the years in which such terms have ended, this article had not been ratified, and the terms of their successors shall then begin. Amendment 21. The 18th article of amendment to the Constitution of the United States is hereby read. Amendment 22. No person shall be elected to the office of the President more than twice, and no person who has held the office of President or acted as President for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected President should be elected to the office of the President.
Amendment 23. The district constituting the seat of government of the United States shall appoint in such manner as the Congress may direct a number of electors of presidents and vice presidents equal to the whole number of senators and representatives in Congress to which the district would be entitled if it were a state, but in no event more than at least.
Amendment 24. The right of citizens of the United States to vote in any primary or other election shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state by reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax.
Amendment 25. In case of the removal of President from office or his death or a reassignment, the Vice President should become President whenever there is a vacancy in office of the President. The President should nominate a Vice President who should take over upon confirmation by a majority of votes from both houses of Congress.
Amendment 26. The right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age.
Done in convention by the unanimous consent of the states present the 17th day of September in the year of our Lord 1787, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 12th.
Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. My country says thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I see, land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountain side, let freedom ring.
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 Let freedom ring. Again.
Let freedom ring.
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 Ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Hey, Miss Hatfield, this is Robert again. Hey, we appreciate everything that y'all are trying to do for us out there. Without y'all, we have no voice. So anything that you need me to do, feel free to ask. I'm here for you just like y'all. You and Miss Vicky are there for us. We love y'all. We pray for y'all. God bless y'all.